Willkommen im ersten deutschen Fernsehen der Tagesschau. Wir haben einen spannenden Abend vor uns. Wir haben eine große Wahl, die erste Bundestagswahl mit sehr interessanten Ergebnissen, die wir bald vorstellen werden. Mit mir im Studio ist Biosphere und Lucky Notem. Lucky Notem ist Vorsitzender der liberal-konservativen Reformer. Und wir werden einmal schauen, wie der Abend verläuft. Ich sehe, wir haben 19:30 Uhr und die erste Hochrechnung hat mich erreicht aus dem Büro des Bundeswahlleiters. So, auf dem Bildschirm können wir jetzt erkennen, links sind die Ergebnisse aus der Hochrechnung und rechts ist die Wahlprognose von vor 30 Minuten. Wir können sehen, die SPD ist gesunken, liegt jetzt bei 40 statt 50%. Die CDU ist deutlich gestiegen, sie liegen jetzt bei 40 statt 14%. Die FKR ist deutlich gesunken, sie sind nicht mehr auf der Liste, sondern haben 0% erreicht statt die vorherigen 14. Die Linke liegen bei 20 statt 21. Ich würde sagen, wir schalten sofort zu unserem Korrespondenten zusammen mit dem Vorsitzenden der LKR, sorry.
I think it would be very, very unlikely that you have 0%. How many percent do you think you will have?
We'll see, maybe 20, 30. But the thing is, the vote was opened like when Americans were asleep, and I gotta acknowledge the fact that the most of our members are from American heritage. So I think
Well,
a lot
we
of
had a lot
people.
of time for them to vote. It's not like the time was.
Well, it was from yesterday. I don't know, like yesterday or today towards 6 p.m. CEST, and I think a lot of Americans aren't really behind their PCs yet voting for a party. So
Well, who do you think is going to win this election? Get the most out of it.
SPD,
The SPD?
SPD, yes. Ist
Well,
SDP oder SPD? Keine Ahnung.
SPD. How many? Let's say. How should I put this? Do you think the SPD will collude with your party?
No, they won't.
Why is that?
Because we're on total opposite sides of the political spectrum and have totally different values.
Would you like to cooperate with the SPD if the SPD would cooperate with you?
If they would, we could look into some offers. We're not gonna close the door for anyone at the moment.
Well, let's realistically say it has come out after a little bit of time that you have been designated as a radical right group or a suspected radical right group by the government. What do you have to say to that?
I think as the first thing I want to say, I don't think we're far right, but maybe some of our members sadly do share the values that really cross the line. And seeing how recently Carlos has led the party, I think he did have some values that were very questionable, to say the least, and I think they do not fit in German culture because German culture has a very worried standing towards the past, and they should be responsible. And I think it's just a question of mentality, and I think the German mentality towards some right values is very cautious.
Well, what would you say to people that may vote your party, but are afraid that they would be helping fascist institutions?
Well, firstly, I think that I handily, I think handily, I pick the electoral candidates since we didn't have a wild list, like a electoral list, so I can handpick the candidates. So I will ensure that there are good candidates in there with no wrong values, and I will ensure that we actually represent our party's values within the Bundestag. So I will ensure their vote isn't a waste of time. It's not like in the DDR where you follow the paper, right? You see no effect. We're
While your
actually
time in while your time in opposition, what do you think are going to be the things you will try to push as to reform for the most part? What are the things you want to achieve? Or
well, the things I want to achieve is firstly, this community is very new, so we got to see what the current government does. And I think for us, liberal and conservative, a liberal economy and a conservative social stance are very important factors of our party. And we shall preserve German tradition, but we shall also look for economic innovation, as Germany is one of the biggest economies, logically speaking. So I think it's really a question of what other mentality will other parties bring, and how must we anticipate to that mentalities.
is there any party you would say you would not collude with, and why?
Die Linke.
Why?
I think they're a bit too radical. If they open the door to us, maybe, sure. But honestly, I don't think their offer will be that conceiving that it will be
Well, they didn't
picked
say
for
that
us.
they do not want to collude with you. That I think that was a very clear statement.
Yes, of course, but I think they're also like issuing that statement out of pride, that and out of like, yeah,
Do
like
you think
pride, like.
they're just hunting against you because you are who you are?
Um, no, I wouldn't say that, but I think they are very afraid of us because we're actually valuing different things, and I think their mentality is very different to ours, and that conflicts, and that they're afraid of us. It's really different. We can say like we want the nation to put its own interest first, but when you say that, it's already very controversial, and it already is in conflict with the German mentality. So I don't think the really native German members of this community will vote for us because I think they're afraid that we're gonna do yeah, I don't want to say the name stuff, and that there will
Well,
be a second Hitler, which there won't be.
how can you be so sure of that?
Well, because I, as party leader, have the duty to ensure that we are pursuing the correct values and have members that actually want to pursue those values, and we don't have a little secret Hitler in our party.
What would you say is a core German value?
A core of German value is bureaucracy. Everything
Bureaucracy.
must be very well organized, and with commissions, and with and here you can get a stamp, and there you can get a stamp. I think it's very bureaucratic, and there are a lot of offices which we don't need.
Well, maybe, but you think everybody should? You think really that bureaucracy is what everybody should think about
Well, I
Germany? You
think
think there's
the
nothing
current
better?
structure is really that. The government structure at the moment, native Germany, is very bureaucratic. But otherwise, if you want me to make another point, I think what's very German is that you only have four parties that you can vote for. That's very German. In other countries, you have, well, you can technically vote for other parties, but they don't have as big as an impact as the big four slash the big five. So there are not really an option. And the electoral threshold is very high. It's at 5%. So that means it's firstly very hard to get in the Bundestag, realistically speaking, if you're not that well known. So that's really German.
Well, I thank you for your interesting viewpoints. I must say so. Because I think we should work with each other. And I have to ask you, what is your opinion on some of the other party leaders?
Sadie, I think he's a bit radical left, but it's fine. I think he goes a bit towards socialism and toward old values from the German Democratic Republic. Everybody must have a house, everybody must have a car, the state must provide. But I think that's not logistically possible because then everybody will be really poor and their quality of life will drastically decrease. And the only thing you will be encouraging with that is violence. So I don't think his plan is as effective. Sanan from the SPD, I think he just pursues his values, and I don't think there's something personally wrong with him. The me guy, I really don't like the me guy, to be honest. He's a bit a sensational seeker. He really says to the outright, "Oh yeah, I'm a peace seeker. I'm gonna negotiate." He really doesn't use the right wording sometimes, and I think his solutions to problems are very unrealistic, to say the least. And that's it, I think. Yeah, we do. We also have this central party, but I don't know, to be honest. Did we have a central party? I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure they exist, but did somebody even vote for them? Because
I don't know.
people said that they exist, but I'm pretty sure that nobody even voted for them.
No, I didn't. I know they weren't on the ballot actually. That's right. But yeah,
Yes.
so they're fine. They're there, but not running in this election. So yeah, that's kind of my viewpoint. To be honest, the candidate I want to work the least with is the me guy, because well, whatever said, he's just a little sensation seeker in my eyes.
Well, your input is very much appreciated. One last question. If you would be elected chancellor and you could do one thing without any restrictions, what would that be?
At the moment,
Not
or like long term?
anything.
Oh, anything. Well, I think what I really want to change inside of Germany is yeah. So what I really want to change inside of Germany is the fact that there are as I said, um, like the federal president and chancellor dynamic. I think it's a bit fog, to be honest, and the president literally sits there and can just really technically reject any bill he wants by not signing it. So I think there should become rules for a president when he cannot sign a bill and because of constitutional violations. I think
Do you
that's
think
the
that's
thing.
the most important issue we have right now? The president is going to reject bills?
Well, not at the moment. To be honest, at the moment, it's a new community. I think the number one concern, if we're talking that, then it's getting the community like proper government offices, proper police, proper stuff that will work. I think
Well,
that's
that is a very interesting input. I thank you very much. Is there one last thing you would like to say to the people currently watching?
no, I don't think so. Proper government.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
Yeah, you don't think so? Well, I thank Lucky Notem, the leader of the Liberal Conservatives, for his time. It was a very interesting discussion. We got to talk about some very interesting topics. Maybe this is going to be a turning point for politics. That is everything from me. Signing off. Back to Saturn.
Thank you very much for that interesting discussion. Wir haben das Ergebnis der zweiten Hochrechnung. This is the second count up. The next results will be the final results of this election, but before that we need to check out the second count. I just received it from the Federal Returning Officer. Ich habe gerade eben das Ergebnis der zweiten Hochrechnung vom Bundeswahlleiter erhalten und es schaut wie folgt aus. Die SPD liegt weiterhin bei 40%, die CDU fällt auf 30%, die LKR erhält 20% und die Linke sinken auf 10%. Das ist ein Ergebnis, was ziemlich unerwartet gewesen ist, wenn man es mit der ersten Hochrechnung vergleichen würde. Aber das ist ein Ergebnis, was ziemlich historisch ist. Es ist das erste Ergebnis der deutschen Bundestagswahlen. Es ist zwar nur die zweite Hochrechnung, aber wir kennen das aus Erfahrung, dass es zwischen zweite Hochrechnung und Endergebnis meistens wenig Spielraum gibt. Ich gebe wieder rüber an Biosphere und Lucky Notam für einen Bericht und eine Stellungnahme zu diesen neuen Ergebnissen. Bitteschön.
Well, it seems like because none of the other party leaders showed up, we have to talk again.
Yes.
Do you have any ideas on how the poll changed so quickly and so radically?
Well, I think we have been really seen as the underdog. The LKR really haven't held a seat in parliament, but I think
Well, are you really an underdog? I mean, you haven't gotten a growth of a lot.
yeah, but before, since the SPD and the CDU are the traditional bloc parties that are really the biggest, and I think that the CDU has lost seats because we had more people that probably voted at a later time of the day, and I think that really changed, that it increased so rapidly that we now are at this point where we have 20%.
Well, what an analysis. I mean, this is very exciting. What will happen to Germany? What is going to be going on soon? We do not know. A lot of interesting coverage happening right now. I mean, is there anything we should say at this point? Well, maybe we should take somebody from the audience and speak with them up here.
Yeah, no, up to them line.
I mean, this is your chance to speak with the Lucky No Time. I mean, who never wanted to speak with Lucky No Time?
Fuck off.
Looks like he's a little bit mad.
Really? Give me a second.
I knew this was not going to be a good idea. We're just going to be sitting here and talking about the same thing over and over again. Saturn, you're the leader of the SPD, right?
Yes, I am.
That was just a little bit too much hesitation there for my liking. Are you or are you not?
You want me to come and speak to you?
Yeah, come over here. Come over here. Sit down next to me. Why the hell is this weird German guy here? Okay. Anyway, what is your opinion on a professional political standpoint?
Yeah,
on what is currently happening.
I think that these results are quite interesting. I did not expect, in fact, that my party, the SPD, would reach such high numbers. I mean, 40% of the votes, that's a lot.
Mhm.
Um, but I do believe that we might see some change within the coming minutes as soon as the final results reach our studio. It is nice to see that all parties will be entering the Bundestag. It is basically confirmed that everyone has reached the necessary 5% of the votes. Um, what will be interesting to see is how the seats are given to each of the parties. As we all know, Germany uses a very special method. It's called the Saint Liage method, and it basically rounds to the next dividend and hands the seat over to that party. So it will definitely be interesting to see. I know by information of the Federal Returning Officer that um, there are 21 available seats in the Bundestag. So it will be interesting to see who fills those 21 seats and how the Bundestag debates will be looking after uh, after that.
Very, very, very interesting. I must say, and I must ask you, what do you think is going to happen now with, let's say,
Yeah,
the election? Who do you think you're going to stay chancellor?
I think I will actually. It looks promising.
See.
The CDU is dangerously near my numbers, but I have hope that the German people made the right decision, and I'm sure that I can work alongside the CDU to form a proper government for this nation. That shouldn't be much of a problem.
Well, thank you for the, let's say, reassuring words that you have confidence in the people. Who is your favorite politician right now? Other than you, of course.
My favorite politician.
Mhm.
That's quite the tricky question. We don't have many people to choose from as of this moment, but uh,
Looks
one
like
moment.
he's getting cold right now.
One moment. Sorry, sorry.
I'm pretty
Okay, I'm
sure.
back. Yeah. Yeah. My favorite. That's really a tricky question. I don't know how I'm going to answer this.
Well, I guess you can take quite a lot of time to answer it. I mean, we are in no rush right now, I'd
Yeah,
say.
we have, I think, 6 minutes until the final results hit.
Who is also in the SPD?
Well, we do have Werner, who is running to become a minister of
And boys?
what's it called in English? Traffic minister?
Traffic
Yeah,
minister.
traffic and infrastructure.
Well, I'm not going to my use my streets anymore when he becomes minister. I'm gonna go air traffic.
Yeah, you're funny.
That was
Um,
serious.
yeah, so we have the federal president, of course. He's also a member of this party. Yeah, I think I can answer that question. I am quite astonished by the work ethic of our dear federal president. I fully support him as a politician, as the president of the Federal Republic of Germany, and I believe he is my favorite politician as of now. Maybe that can change if the other parties show their true colors, how they operate, how they work. But for now, that's gonna be my answer.
Well, I thank you for your little report you gave us here on what do you think about the German party, German politics. When can we expect the next report?
We can expect it in 5 minutes, and this will be the final results of this magnificent election. And I am quite excited to find out whether
Do
I
you think the
will be.
election was a little bit rushed? Or do you think it was just right?
I believe it was just right. It was what our people needed in this moment of time. There were calls for an election to be held early. We followed these calls and we ensured that an election happened within the coming week.
Well, thank you very much for your ideas here. I mean, I have nothing else to say. Everything else I really want to say is kind of just meh. We're just waiting here for anything to happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we should receive something in our mailbox soon. And I am really excited to
Just like,
see.
write the federal, write the election guys that they should count quicker.
Yeah, they are counting too slow. We can't keep up with the yeah.
They're counting a few more times to make sure that the parties they
Yeah,
get the required
we
seat.
need to make sure that we don't have any electoral fraud happening and all of that stuff. So we gotta give them the time that they request, and we should have a.
Do you think there is going to be electoral fraud today?
No, I am confident that our electoral commission, that the federal returning officer, that they all are doing what they can to the best of their abilities to give us these
I would.
results today.
You think they're doing a good job in general? Who actually picked them out? Did you pick them out?
Pick who?
You, the
The federal
election
returning
committee.
officer?
Yes.
Yeah, he was picked by the community management.
Ah, great.
Yeah, so they should be trustworthy to complete these tasks. Mr. Choi Song, I have trust in him. And I see we have received a notice. Okay, lucky BIOS. Are you excited for this
Very.
notice? Okay, so it should pop up any minute now. There we go. We have the results of this election. It is quite shocking. It is quite shocking. We have the SPD at 43%, the CDU at 21%, the LKR at 21% and die Linke at 14%. Wir haben die SPD bei 43%, die CDU mit 21%, die LKR mit 21% und die Linke mit 14%. If we recalculate this into the amount of seats they will receive within the first Bundestag of the Federal Republic of Germany for a duration of 3 months, it is looking as follows. The SPD receives 9 seats, the CDU receives 5 seats, the LKR receives 4 seats, die Linke receives 3 seats. And in total, those are 21 seats given. If we go on and compare these results to the polls that were held yesterday, we can see that the SPD has gained 3%, the CDU has gained 1%, the LKR has lost 9%, and die Linke has gained 4%. This is quite the interesting result, and I must say, as chairman of the SPD, I am deeply thankful for this result. I am very excited that our party has received 43% of the vote, the German people has shown that they trust my governance, that they trust my government. And I am happy to see that all parties successfully enter the Bundestag with quite high numbers, and that we can start to build the political future of this community. Lucky, what do you have to say about this result?
I'm happy with the result. I'm happy. 5 seats, good enough. And we can now install 5 people into the Bundestag, and I will ensure that those 5 people will give their best to get us on the map and get our values represented. So I'm quite happy, even though we lost some percents.
Just amazing. Bios, you as a member of the CDU, what do you think? How is your reaction to these results? 21%.
Man, we didn't even try. We could have gotten a lot more, but nobody gave a shit. I wrote some people. I asked them, hey, shouldn't we do something? Like nobody said. Mostly said yeah. A guy told me, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna resign anyway. So what should I say here?
Well, that is quite an interesting take. It's not as hopeful as the other
Fucking
two
realistic.
have
I'm not gonna
been.
lie to you here.
Okay, okay. So, what do you believe? How is the coalition gonna look
Well, I think
after
it's going
today?
to be a SPD left or SPD CDU left coalition. I think the SPD and the left are going to collude anyway, because the SPD is like the left is going to bow down to the SPD almost certainly, and do whatever they want to do. Just get a few ministries, call it a day. The SPD is going to pretty much govern the whole country, with whoever else being a junior partner. It doesn't matter. A party with more percentages than the left, or more percentages in general, is going to want more out of the coalition. But what can really be, you know, asked for in this kind of situation?
I see. So, the federal president has informed me that the opening session of the Bundestag will take place on Saturday. So that means that if a chancellor wants to be elected, they have uh, until Saturday to discuss and form a coalition, basically. Yeah, so that is basically all that we have for today. Now we just wait and see what the future holds for our great nation. Bios, would you like to say a few goodbyes?
I would like to thank my mom. Um, I would also like to say hello to my dog, Wolfie.
Hello, Rufi.
I thank everybody who took their time out of their day to watch this little show we had here planned. I hope our community will thrive under the government that gets formed. I hope it's going to be a good government. I hope people that I like are going to be in the government. And yeah, let me play Hearts of Iron 4 now. Peace out.
Perfect. Good night, Germany.